Hey guys, Larissa at Prodigal Pieces here, back for another fun thrifty makeover. I like these kind of things to share with you because honestly they're easy, they're simple, pretty straightforward, and anyone can do it because you don't have to have extreme tools or supplies, just some things that you have at home or maybe just a small thing you need to purchase. But I'd like to show you what I'm going to do with this vintage shelf. It is sturdy, well built, but let's say you have this hanging around your home and you're saying, oh, I'm tired of that wallpaper border background that somebody had added in on a piece of board at some time, and I'd like to dress it up because it still has use but doesn't fit my decor anymore. One of the things that I like to do is show you handy tricks. But before I do that, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. You can hit the button down below. There's also a bell icon. You can tap there. It'll give you notifications as my posts go live. But also, most importantly, subscribe to my free email newsletter. There's a link down in the description below to take you over to my blog, and that will give you my posts as often as you like, whether as each one goes live or bi-weekly, because I do several a week. That'll keep you up to date and fresh of what's new. Also give you a discount to my online shop. All right, so let's get started showing you what I'm going to do today. I'll be sharing you with the supplies, but the general gist is we're going to do some embossing using a stencil that you can buy pretty much anywhere in any kind of store, and you can curtail it to any kind of style you like. All right, let's take a peek. Okay, so we've got our stencil ready here, and I'm going to have it kind of facing towards me so I can see it and show you what we're doing. But you could pick any stencil, any design you want, but the idea is to use this to create that embossed, that raised look that we're going for. You definitely want to make sure you're using a, I would say, relatively new container of spackling. You could also use topping joint compound. I haven't tried it with wood putty yet, but I'm thinking that would work too, as long as it's a good consistency. You really want it to be spreadable and go on thin so that you can take the stencil off without disrupting the design. If you disrupt the design, you can always wipe it off and try again. So don't be afraid to play around with it or be, totally worried about being neat. But you definitely want a nice thin putty knife, and we're just gonna scoop some out here. This is the kind that starts out pink, and then when it's dry, you know that it's dry because it's white. But I'm just basically gonna putty it on. Spreading it into the design, scraping off excess, and trying not to go outside of it as well. Like I said, this is pretty forgivable. And if you haven't seen this before, on my blog, I've used this on furniture to create some unique designs, and have the tutorial link below down in the description. You can see that there. I've also have another video here. I'll put the cards up above where you can use hot glue to create your own embossed design as well. That doesn't use a stencil, but if you look at that video there, you'll see what I mean. So you can see this is pretty simple, just pressing it in, smoothing it out with the putty knife. We're going for an age distressed look, so if it's not perfect, that's perfect. I don't mind. I like a little bit of variety, a little story going on in my designs. I'm not perfect unless it's the thing I'm going for. Like if I was going for modern and chic, I would probably have more clean, defined lines. Okay, double check. Okay, so you can see I kind of had to hold it down there. We're just gonna clean this off here. We don't want it to dry out. Okay, just gonna remove and lift off as smooth as possible. Okay, my first coat is on. I'm going to let that cure about 2 hours, and then we'll go for the next steps of creating some layers. Again, the embossing needed to cure. I put the paint on lightly, trying not to soak it too much. If you get that wet and then play with it, it's going to come apart. So we're going to let that all gently cure, then we'll go on to the next steps. But feel free to use any colors you want. You could go bold with this. You could create any kind of style. I'm looking for old time layers, time worn, so on. That's my style. So that's what we're going for here. But I'll be adding a card you can see up in another project that I have here with another video tutorial of how to use layers with a sprayer. You can use any kind of thing just to create your own decor. I'm just hoping to inspire. Stay tuned for the next part. We'll go on, and feel free to ask questions below. Okay, so my paint layers are dry and my embossing is cured. We're all ready to go for the next step. If you noticed when I was wiping things down with the rag, I did a whitewash and wipe it off, I get wet distressing as well. So that's kind of like an added bonus to be doing it this way. In order to draw out the text there, the typography, the stencil, I'm going to be using some brown wax. You could use any kind of wax. No wax, you could use glazing. There's many different ways. You could even take another color of paint that would maybe be darker. Draw this out, but I'm going to use the wax because it's just a simple technique to show you a different method. I'm going to play with it a little bit. First, I'm going to be using my zebra brush here that's a 1-inch square. You can see the links to these kind of brushes below. I love them for paint, poly, stain. They also work well when they're done using them for those kind of jobs for waxes and things like this. So lots of life you can get out of these when you make the purchase. I might detail with a little artist brush if it doesn't pop the way I like it to get around the letters. So I'm going to play with it and see what we come up with, and I'll show you the end result. How that came up. I'll take a close-up here, but that's really, I'm going for a soft effect here, not really bold and bright, but again, you could do that. So I'm going to keep waxing and then we'll be done. Well, there you go. Our vintage shelf is made new. Mind you, I preferred to have it in sort of a rustic farmhouse, European style touch. And I'm excited to say that it was easy. It just took a couple layers of paint, some wax, and a little bit of know-how. You could take anything in your home and turn it into something that creates your own home story. You might think, oh, I can't have those grand things that I see in a catalog or in a magazine. Yes, you can. All it takes is a willing spirit and a little know-how, and I'm here to share to help you. Feel free to ask questions down below. I'd love to hear, what would you have done with this? Would you have gone crazy bold, something like that? Give me feedback, that's why I'm here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Sign up for my free email newsletter over on my blog, prodigalpieces.com, and ding that bell icon so you get notifications as things go live. I'm here to help, inspire, and encourage you, and I can't wait to show you what's up next. Until next time, bye.